Good morning, traders. Welcome to Elite Currency. My name is Chris. This video is all about the euro dollar and pound dollar. Let's start with the euro dollar weekly chart. Very bearish candle, closing near the low, as you can see. Let's zoom in. And a pretty big, sizable candle here, breaking below all of these lows of about 7 weeks before that. So that's a significant break as well. We already saw the turning around here, a bit of a head and shoulders pattern, and price running out of steam to dojis. So yeah, that turn was starting to become a little bit more likely at that point. All in all, we haven't seen such a bearish candle for months now. So I think that maybe some retracement is likely, but all in all, I think based on this week's weekly candle, we should see eventually some continuation in the next weeks. It doesn't have to be this week right away. We have not much news this week, but besides Friday non-farm payroll, which is of course a big one. So a bit of retracement I do expect based on lower time frames. Let's take a look at, for instance, 4-hour chart. And you see that the momentum is certainly down. Look at these diamonds and the price staying away from the 21 EMA. But there is a bit of divergence between these bottoms. Many fractals already forming below the 20 EMA. So I think that price going back into the 20 EMA seems now likely to go back to the previous tops here, for instance. It is certainly possible around 116.75. Let's put a fib on the weekly candle. There we go. And yeah, a retracement into that 38, 23.6 zone around 116.70, 117, I think is certainly doable before we find resistance and move lower. All right, let's get rid of this fib again and take a look at the 1-hour chart. I think we'll see the same kind of pattern here. You can see really running out of steam. It's in a good downtrend channel, but it seems a bit overextended with this divergence. Although if we do get one more lower low, that would even create double divergence and even stronger push up. So if it does move lower, I would say keep an eye on 115.50, for instance, or 115 for a strong bounce up. I don't expect it. I think that price will break above the 20 MA and make a move up into this zone and maybe even up into 117.25, depending on how price responds to the first resistance level, and that those could be turning spots for within that downtrend. These long-term moving averages here in the WIS6 zone. All right. Also, of course, we have these broken bottoms that become resistance if price gets up there, and that could hold price too ultimately. So about two zones I think are very important here. 116.75 and 117.25 both could hold price and basically be a bouncing spot and send it back down. How far could it move down? I think 115.50, 115 are solid targets, not too far, but very doable and good round levels. And I think that those could be levels where price might make a bounce back up again. All right, pound USD. We're already getting a break, actually. I just wanted to say that this is a key break above this fractal for an upside, and that's what we're getting. We basically, price just didn't have, the downside was there in the sense that we did get a break through this fractal and this fractal, but it just didn't have the energy to follow through to the targets that I had in mind down at, I think, 126, 125-ish. Just didn't have the follow through. Specifically here, we got a more or less a triple bottom. There was just not enough momentum to push the price further, and this is a key breakout now for the bulls, because this is indicating that price is breaking above after the triple bottom. Price is now breaking above the key resistance that is just above the 20 MA, the trend line, and the price is already in a bullish swing. So that could also indicate that the euro dollar will probably make that retracement as well and follow the pound USD, by the way. And this seems to be a wave 4 as we suspected, a bear flag. We did get the wave 5. Pretty okay wave 5, it just didn't go that far in my view, but that can happen with wave 5. Just a small break of the previous wave 3, and we might get some bigger retracement of this entire swing now. So how far could it go? We could put a fib from the entire top to the entire bottom, and there could be a small stall at the 23.6 fib, but I don't consider that to be a very important level. I think the 38 at 129.80, 130, then the 50 fib, 130.80, those are real targets to think about. 131.75 at the 61.8 fib, maybe even 78.6, but of course, the higher the fib, the more likely it will make some kind of ABC pattern like this before it gets there. So that could be very doable. A push up towards the 38, then a move down towards the 23.6 fib, and then a move up to the 61 or 78, and a kind of B, C Elliott wave pattern, zigzag pattern, for instance. Momentum is really picking up as we speak quite a lot. I don't think it makes sense to chase any trades, but this is accelerating. I would wait for some kind of, on a 50-minute chart, some kind of bull flag or triangle pattern first, and then take the break of that pattern, basically. So it could easily go back into, maybe not that deep, but maybe 128.05, for instance, before it bounces up. It could move up first, though, before it moves down. With such momentum, that could definitely happen as well. So maybe therefore the 5 and 50-minute chart is the best, because if I would be waiting for too big of a retracement, it might not happen. So I think a pattern would be nice. I don't know how deep it will go. Maybe only 128.20 could be it. But some type of bull flag or chart pattern here, and then a continuation higher towards 129.80. I think is likely at this moment, with maybe a small stall at 128.65. So maybe first up to 128.65, then that 50-minute bull flag or triangle, and then a continuation up to 130 seems likely at this point, considering the current outlook of the chart. So, and then we'll see probably a bounce back down to 128.60 like that. Then we could put a fib from here to here, and be looking for about the 50 fib probably, or the 61. For another move up, and in that wave B, there should be an ABC as well, like this. Also, we can look for 5 waves in this upside. So this looks like a potential wave 3, then we'll get a wave 4, and then a wave 5, like this, up to the 38.2 fib. All right, that's it, folks. If you want more info from Elite Currency, check out our Telegram channel. You can go to the main page and click on this button. We have a lot of updates on our blog too. Check out that by going to Research and Education, clicking on blog, for instance. We have a new article about applying fractals. We had an article about how to pick a trustworthy automated strategy. Here we have more info about stocks, and also Intel, Siemens, but also, for instance, a very interesting guide but later here, how to analyze and trade charts via step-by-step case study from September the 20th. So I recommend checking that out. Also, we have a ton of live webinars coming up. So go to Research and Education and click on webinars, actually. There we go. But feel free to check out education as well. And here you see, today we have a webinar coming up, but many more, as you can see, next week with new EAs, wave trading, a lot of things going on here, so definitely check that out. Wish you all great trading in the meantime, and see you on Wednesday. Cheers.